Okay, ladies, are you ready? Can I start? Okay, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I'm glad that we're here today. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Julia, and I'm from Rustavi Public School number 12. So, we're all teachers today, but it is a lucky day that it is Sunday today and we have no lessons. I would like to ask you, how many of you had lessons today? Not today, but this evening, sorry. So, this week? How many of you had lessons this week? Oh, quite a lot of you. And how many of you had to teach grammar this week? So, grammar. Yes, quite a lot of you. So, today my session is devoted to teaching grammar. Yeah. Teaching grammar. You know, since I was a student myself, I didn't like grammar lessons myself, because, you know, for me, grammar lessons were the kind of boring, you know. And I would like to ask you, my dear colleagues, when you teach grammar, and for example, the day before your lesson, so don't you think about teaching it? How are you going to teach it? How are you going to convey the meaning of different grammatical aspects to your students? So I'm sure that your head is also full of questions. How I'm going to do it? So when I think and when I imagine how I'm going to teach grammar next day, you know, I'm always afraid that I'm going to be boring, that my way of teaching is going to be boring. This is my main fear. I would like to ask you, what associations do you have with the process of teaching grammar?
Challenging.
It is challenging, I agree with you. Any other ideas, ladies?
Memorizing set of rules.
So, it is connected with, it requires memorizing a set of rules. What else?
Uninteresting.
It can be uninteresting. Anything else?
Demotivating.
Sometimes, yes, it can be demotivating. Any other ideas? Does it take and need a lot of sometimes preparation and time? It is time consuming.
And sometimes
And
monotonous.
monotonous, it can be, yeah.
It needs a lot of repetitions.
It needs what?
A lot of repetitions.
Repetition, preparation, prior knowledge, it requires repetition, and so on. Any other ideas, ladies? No. Okay, if we get back to this list and if we look at it, look at the words that we have just named. Boring, challenging, so it requires memorizing set of rules, uninteresting, demotivating, and so on and so forth. Nearly all of these words are the kind of neutral or even too negative, yes? But today I decided to show you that teaching English grammar can be sometimes real fun. And to prove this, I'm going to demonstrate you the demo activity. The name of this activity is Find a roommate. Okay, right now please pretend that you are my students, that I'm your teacher, and we are in the English classroom, okay? My dear pupils, I'm going to distribute you the handouts, and this handout consists of a graphic organizer. So, your first task will be to fill the first column of this graphic organizer according to the information given beside, okay? So, here it is, please. Okay, I want to remind you that this is individual task filling in the first paragraph where it is written me. Please use information which is written aside and use about yourself. Write information. Ready?
Ready?
Okay, now let's get down to the next step of this activity. Right now you're going to work in pairs, and before we start doing it, I would like to count you. Please remember your number. Your number 1, 2. 1, 2. You're 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So 1 and 2 is a pair, okay? Please, if you don't sit in pairs, do it, okay? So Paul, so you will have to change the place, I think, yeah? Okay, listen to me very carefully. All ones, all those who are ones are going to be interviewers, and they are going to interview the future candidate for being a roommate. But your interview should start in a bit unusual way. Please look. So you start your interview with the following words. For example, I get up at 7 o'clock. When do you get up? And so on, okay? So you can write just the key structures, not the whole sentences, okay? Okay, as I can see, nearly all of you have done this part. Are you ready, girls? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now your next step will be to switch the roles. And candidate who was the interviewer, so will become the candidate for being a roommate, and vice versa. Okay, now 2s are interviewers and 1s are candidates, okay? Again, please use the same technique, asking questions. Okay? Done? Done? Okay. Is everyone girls? Have you finished it?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get down to the next step of our activity. And this time you're going to characterize the person you have just interviewed. And your task will be to write 3 things that you like in your candidate, beginning your writing with I like, for example, Natia because she cooks, she drives a car, and so on. And I would like you to write 1 negative reason that you don't like her. For example, I don't like Natia because she doesn't like to cook, she doesn't know how to drive a car, and so on, okay? So you work individually and you must write it. Good? Yeah. 3 that you like and 1 that you don't like. Okay. Now I would like some of you to share your ideas about your roommate, future roommate to the class, please. Will you?
Well, first, the 3 things I like about her. I like my future roommate, Leila, because she gets up very early in the morning. The second thing, that she really cleans her room very frequently.
Good.
And her favorite pastime is reading and watching movies. And the thing I don't like is her attitude towards parties. Generally, she likes them, but not at her own place.
Oh, yeah. But will you be ready to accept it and to live together in one room?
You know, there are so many things I like that I'm ready to accept.
Very nice. Good. My best congratulations, you have found a roommate. Okay, any other contributions? Does any one of you want to share?
I like Nana because she gets up at 7:30. So she is an early riser, and I like people who are like this. I also like Nana because of the second reason. She goes to sleep at 11, so she leads healthy lifestyle and gets up refreshed every morning. And the third thing I like her is that she likes all kinds of music, all the hits. So she has good taste in music. She's a music fan. As for one thing I dislike her is the fact that she likes to oversleep. She's a lazy person.
Oh, but will you stand it? So will you be able to cope with it?
At weekends, but still. At the weekend there are lots of things to do.
Oh, yes, okay. But will you be able to live together in one room?
Yes, I will be.
So, okay,
I
any
will
other?
try to change her.
Okay, Tiniko, please.
Okay, now I would like Anna to be my roommate because she is good at cleaning the room, especially she likes sweeping.
Oh.
Then she has got a driving license.
Good.
Okay, but unfortunately she does not have a car, but hopefully she will have
Get
a
one.
car very soon. And she also gets up early in the morning. Okay, and the one thing that I don't like is that sometimes she is jealous.
Oh my God. How are you going to deal with
But
this?
I think we will get on well with each other.
Okay, I hope that. Okay, one more volunteer, please.
Okay, so my future roommate, Tamuna. I like her because she goes to bed nearly the same time as me.
Is that 4 o'clock in the morning?
No, it's about 12 o'clock. So, and she has a driving license, which I don't have, and she will drive me to my work.
You think so?
Discussed that, yes. And I like Tamuna because she likes parties and she agreed to clean the place after parties. Okay. But there is one thing I don't like. That's she does not cook.
Oh.
And I don't cook as well. So I'm afraid we will die of hunger. Yeah, we will. Yeah.
I think you will need the
That's
third
only bad
roommate.
side.
A third roommate.
We need somebody, yeah, the third one.
Okay, and one more person, please share, please.
Okay, so I think that Taco will be the best roommate because we both love getting up early at 8 o'clock. We both love listening to music, and also we both have driving license. But one thing I don't like is that she goes to bed late while I go to bed early. So I think this will cause misunderstanding between us, but hope that we will solve this problem.
Okay, so it is possible for you to live in one and the same room. Thank you very much. That was the last step of my demo activity. And while you are still my students, tell me please, my students, how did you feel in this activity? You can take 1 minute to speak with your partner and tell me just a few words how you felt in this activity.
Was it difficult? No, it was not. How so relevant, I think, yes. It's a quite practice for the present simple. Actually, we practice present simple without knowing that we are actually practicing present simple, yes.
Ready, girls? Okay, so tell me please, my dear students, how did you feel in this activity? Please.
So it was
Oh, yeah.
it was fun,
Fun.
and I got a lot of information about Nona's personality,
Mm-hmm.
and also I think we practiced present simple tense.
Yes, but my question, please be attentive, was how did you feel in this
So
activity?
it was fun.
So please.
Well, my dear teacher, I really enjoyed the activity because I forgot that I was at the lesson. It was really fun for me.
So, Maga, thank you.
Yes, it was also very easy to follow your instructions.
Thank you. Anything else, girls?
We practice present simple without knowing that we're actually practicing it.
Okay, so, okay. Any other ideas how you felt at the lesson? So,
We participated equally, so all
so engaged. Okay. Thank you very much, but now I would like you to take your students' hats off and put on your teachers' hats on. Okay, my dear teachers, the first question that I would like to ask you, was this activity controlled or free? You can take a minute to discuss it in your peers. Was it controlled or free?
was control. It was
Please discuss.
Because she gave us the structures. We didn't have, we had to follow the structures of the islands, that. She gave us the questions and the answers. Okay. And you had to follow this. It was
Ready? So, I repeat the question. Was this activity free or was it controlled? Please.
It was free because teacher did not control if the students use the present simple or some grammar.
Okay, so that was your idea, please.
I think it was teacher controlled because you gave us the structures that we had to follow.
Oh, yes. So wherever there is grammar, side by side with it, there is structure. And so any other ideas, please? Was it controlled or was it free? So, semi-controlled. So can you explain in which way was it controlled and in which way was it free?
So it was controlled in the way we were given the instructions and we had to follow all of them. And it was free in the sense that we had a free way, we had the given possibility to discuss everything in a free way without noticing that it was controlled.
Yes, that was the point. So I wanted to ask you the following question. Did you feel that in reality it was controlled? Yes? Will you agree with me? Because you had the given structure and you also were given the information that you had to ask your roommates. Yeah? So, but did you feel that it was controlled? No. So it was quite in natural way. Yeah? Okay, thank you very much. Now I would like to ask you another question. Which grammar aspects did we cover? Please.
Present.
In this case, by conducting these demo activities. Please.
Third person.
Singular.
Present simple. Yeah.
So, do you remember, can you remind us, at which stage was that? So, when did we practice third person singular?
In writing, she cleans her room.
Yes.
She likes listens to music.
Report,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay, any other forms of, please?
Giving reasons.
Giving reasons. Good. What else?
Relating reasons.
Good. What else?
And questioning as well. Questions.
Questioning.
Yes.
So, which grammar tense did we practice?
Present simple.
Present simple. Okay, thank you very much. So, do you agree that that was a purely grammatical lesson?
This was natural approach of teaching grammar.
Yes, it was.
It was? So, now I'll give you 1 minute to think in pairs and to discuss in pairs and give me some other ideas concerning what we have practiced by conducting this activity. Please. Ready? Okay. Who can give the answer? What did we practice conducting this demo activity? Nadia, please.
We practice speaking, listening, writing, and reading.
So, any other ideas, girls? No. So can we say that by conducting very small, very short, but quite engaging activity, we can practice different kind of skills, but the main thing and the point that I was going to emphasize today was practicing present simple grammar. Now answer another question, please. Is it always necessary to teach or pre-teach the grammar rule?
Grammar rules?
Yeah.
No.
So, can you give the example? Can you answer this question?
So teaching grammar rules is kind of boring thing for students.
Yes.
And
That is what we are afraid of,
yes,
yeah, and students.
Demotivating from the very beginning.
What else?
At first practice, then maybe somehow explain a little bit grammar. Practice is very important.
Okay, please, Anna.
Sometimes it's very interesting to ask our students to discover rules on their own because it's more interesting and they remember better like this. So they form rules on their own to deduce the rule.
Okay, thank you. Any other ideas, ladies?
Actually, Julia, you've asked the question that the grammarians are arguing about and they trying to answer. Yes, rules or no rules. I think it depends on the aim of the lesson. Sometimes
Yes,
we
of
need to
course.
pre-teach, or sometimes you can, you know,
Omit.
it depends, explicit or implicit, you know, which method or approach you choose. So it depends on the aim of the lesson, actually.
Yes. Okay, now, please. Yes, Sofa.
So using this kind of approach towards grammatical material gives students the ability not to dream or not to remember the structures in a mechanic way, and give them the chance to just practice everything naturally.
Okay, thank you for your contributions. And right now I have a task. Again, you're going to work in pairs. So your task will be to find some ways of modification this activity for different levels. Please just think about one way how you can modify this activity for different levels. Okay, please, you can discuss it in pairs. Okay, any ideas, girls? How can we modify this activity for different levels?
For different levels?
Yeah, or in general?
For different levels, we would probably reduce the number of the questions if you do this kind of activity with young learners, and maybe just give simple structures.
Yeah.
And we could do this kind of activity with other tenses as well, like present perfect, for example. And I was just thinking about, for practicing second conditional, for example.
Yes.
What would you do if if you did something?
Okay, please, thank you. Your ideas?
Well, for example, I was thinking of practicing irregular verbs. So you could just write some verbs, some action verbs, irregular verbs, and the student has to ask his or her partner sentences using the verbs. Or also you can change the questions themselves and make them more difficult or easier. Also you can ask your student to change the purpose for using the questionnaire. Instead of a roommate, the student can find a friend for a trip, going on a trip somewhere or something else. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Any other ideas, girls?
I have an
Please.
idea for elementary students. Model verb can.
Yes.
Sentences with can. I can and my...
What can you do? Yes.
My friend can.
So to use the structure with modal verb. Thank you very much. And now I would like to get down to the posters that we created at the very beginning of my session. Do you remember that? Do you remember these emotions? Negative and neutral. And let us again come back to the moment when we conducted this activity and I asked you about your emotions, how you felt. So has anything changed? Many things. So
boring has changed.
So has changed. Okay. Is it?
Interesting has changed.
Yes, of course.
More interesting.
Yes. Monotonous?
And more dynamic.
Yes, of course. So we see that teaching grammar can really be interesting, motivating. So it is always challenging, yes? But I would like to ask you a question. What suggestions can you give to teachers who still think that teaching grammar is still boring, that it is still monotonous, so it is time-consuming? What advice can you give to such teachers? Take a minute, just think about it and give your ideas. Okay, I will repeat the question. What suggestions and advice can you give to the teachers who still think that teaching grammar is boring, that it is monotonous, demotivating and uninteresting? Please, your ideas, girls.
Be creative and don't be afraid of experimenting.
Okay.
Something
Thank you.
new.
Yes, Sofa, please.
Provide students with boring grammatical material, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe content may be boring, but still, it should be provided in some kind of shiny colors. So it should be wrapped up.
Wrapped up. Okay. Any other? Thank you.
Okay, so teaching grammar is not a linear process. It is full of valleys and hills.
Yes.
So, and it's up to us teachers to change this boring process into a more fun, engaging, and interactive way. And so we must love our students and make teaching grammar more interesting.
Thank you, Tinigo. Any other ideas?
The same.
The same. Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to finish my session at this point, and I would like to repeat the words of some of you. So don't be afraid of being creative. So don't be afraid of being frustrated sometimes. So just add some salt to your teaching. Be creative. Thank you.